Hello everyone, I hope you are doing extremely well. Today we are going to discuss a nice Advent of Code puzzle. So Advent of Code is this yearly programming challenge where it has small programming puzzles you can solve for fun or learn a new programming language by solving these puzzles. So each problem here has two parts and you can solve it in any programming language you want. Today we are looking in this day 7 challenge which I feel is really interesting and everyone should try this. We are going to use JavaScript to write our code, but before that, we will understand the problem and then discuss the approach. So let's get started. Now let's understand about this problem statement. So we are given a list of string containing terminal commands and its output. And we need to find directories having total size at most 100,000 bytes. Then return the sum of the sizes of those directories. In the given input, we see ls command is listing the files and subdirectories present. Also, output line of a file starts with a number, which is the exact size of this file, and output of a directory starts with dir. So to solve this, we need to parse this information and build a file tree structure, which looks something like this. If you see, we have directories and files present here with its name and size of each file. To compute size of directory A, we can sum the size of its children, which is equal to 94,853 bytes. Similarly, we can find the size of directory A and directory I. Once we find this information, we can filter the directories having size at most 100,000 bytes and return the sum of it. In this case, our answer is 95,437 bytes, which is the sum of directory A and directory E. Now let's understand how we can build a file tree from the given input. First, we will define the basic classes representing a file and a directory. File can have two attributes, which is name and size, whereas directory will have name, list of children's, and a pointer to its parent directory. Also, a flag is directory, which will represent that this is a directory. Now we can start reading our instructions line by line. For each line, we will identify what type of command it is. If it's a cd command, we will update our state of current directory, which is initially null. If it's a ls command, we will parse its output and create new file and directory objects, which we will push in the children's of the current directory. Once we have built our file tree, we can traverse it and find the size of each directory. So let's turn our idea into code, and in the meantime, enjoy speedrun of the implementation.
So now as we have completed the implementation of part 1, now it's time to run our solution on the main input which we have been provided with. So let's head over to the advent of code, and you can see here uh, this is our puzzle input. Let's click on this. We will get the full log here. We can just copy and we will create a text file and we'll paste all this log there. Okay, so now this is 1,000 lines of terminal log, and based on this we need to identify the total size. Let's run this. This is the output. Let's see if it is correct or not. Okay, so now we will submit it, and yeah, we have finally got our 1 gold star. Now we can head over to the part 2.
Okay, so let's discuss part 2 of this problem. We are given total disk space which is around 70 million bytes. And we need to run an update which needs 30 million bytes of free space. Given this information, we need to find the size of a directory which we can delete to run our update successfully. Also, on a quick note, we can only delete a directory, not individual files. As we have already computed size of each directory in part 1, we can reuse that information and filter directories having enough size to get possible candidates for deletion. Now let's jump into the code and see how we can implement this.
We will start by initializing the total disk space we have. Now let's implement getDirectory to delete method, which will return the list of possible directory we can delete to free up the required space. We will find the total unused space we have and total space we need to free up in order to run the update. Once we know the amount of space needed to be freed up, we can find the list of possible directories by filtering the directory list, having size greater than or equal to space to free up, and then return this possible directory list.
Okay, so now let's invoke getDirectory to delete method and pass the amount of space needed for update. Once we get the list of possible directories, we can find the directory having minimum size, which will be the answer for our part 2. Now let's quickly return this and log it in our async IFI.
So now let's run our solution and submit the answer. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like and share it with your friends. You can check out the code on my GitHub here. Till then, take care, stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.